All right, wait, hey guys, we are live. For some reason that the intro just didn't play, but let's start her up.
Winchester Cathedral.
Just acoustic start for the day.
We'll
We are off and running like
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're new to this whole deal, it's called either radio or podcasting, and I've never given a rat's ass what time it started. So if it starts at 11 minutes after, that's what time it started today, right?
Yeah.
I've never gotten worked up about stuff like it's like, what are you supposed to do about it? Calm down.
Yeah, and this is unprecedented for the amount of stuff going wrong today.
You damn right.
So,
oh God, I watched the news for 10 minutes this morning. What a mistake that was. You should lie to everyone you see and then try to harm them. It's like, Jesus, nice feel. You know what? I'll take a break here. We'll come back because we got to get that first break in, and then I'll come back and then we'll talk about a reaction to last night's win, which kind of surprised me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do we have an issue?
There's no sound that's coming through for the ads right now, so let's keep it here if that's okay. And then
these are live anyway.
Okay, yeah, then let's read those and then
see, look at how we're working together. Huh?
There we go. You're a step ahead of me.
Oh, nice, Trent. What do you mean in age?
No, in knowledge.
Yes. So age would be like 3-4 steps. Is that what you're saying?
Like a half step.
Nice try. Okay, we'll take a break. Be right back. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today, 952-925-5608, and set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. And I am a paid endorser. It's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire of Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months private pay. I know them personally. They are a family-owned local company, conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They're the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour, or you can just learn more, baby, at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com.
Perfect.
You still on the horn?
Yeah. I still think we don't have any sound. So do we have another live one that you have to read, or are we
I got
just
one.
back?
Well,
Okay.
I could read one more.
Oh, okay.
These are all the live ones, so that's cool. Plus the fact it's Bilski, so I could just poke fun at him the whole time.
Yeah.
Let's take a second to talk about my bank and North American Banking Company. Look, there is no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends at North American Banking Company. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations: Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. There you go. So now we can schmooze whenever. So are you good to go in there?
I think he looks frantic back there.
Is he still battling it out?
I do not envy being AJ right now.
Oh, can they come in today and work with you on it?
I said, do we have to get somebody in here from the Hubbard offices?
I'm hoping that Mike Weber can work some magic from out of studio and help us out. But as of right now, stuff is not fixed.
Let's go to Original Pancake House and we'll wait till it's fixed.
I like it.
Okay,
That's a much better idea than having me sit here and sweat in the studio about this.
I don't ever do that. I mean, there's just no reason to do that. I don't care about stuff like that.
No, and
I've never missed a day in 55 years of being on the air. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we're gonna get it figured out. And we're gonna get a show out. I just
we'll see. I don't know.
I don't like that feeling of like you can't do anything to solve the issue.
Yep.
That's my feeling right now, and I hate that feeling.
Yeah. Well, and I assume we can in post just like insert ads that need to be
I think
so everybody gets there.
But
okay, so what are we going to do? Are we going to record it here? Because it doesn't get released till later.
Yeah, we're still live.
Right?
We're still live. We're still on the air.
But we're not really live.
We got the live stream going, so people listening on the app and
you do today, because most days we're not live, right?
No, that's the case every day.
No, video's not live, but the audio,
video's
Sprinthal texted me and said, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hey, Sprinthal, shut up,
he's concerned.
Candy ass. What do you think?
Yeah, it depends on the day.
It all depends on the day.
Doug's nice to me. We won't rip him too much.
I love this. The election is just one day away, and this is the headline in the Wall Street Journal.
Mm-hmm.
Harris and Trump rush to overcome vulnerabilities in final day before election. You have vulnerabilities you haven't worked out yet in the year you've been running for president.
I feel like at this point it should just be taking a metaphorical victory lap because nothing you do today is going to change anybody's mind.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. None of this stuff is making sense to me, though.
No.
Does any of it?
No, and I'm just happy that the political ads are about to be done and we can all take a deep exhale. Well, I guess there'll probably be like a month to 2 months of, whoever loses, one side going, not my president, election was rigged, blah, 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 blah. And then once we get past that, then it's just smooth sailing for 3 years.
I have a question for you. I got to be honest with you. I have never witnessed an election that I went, oh my God, this is horrible. It's both sides. They get their shot. They're going to make as much money for themselves as they possibly can. That's just a fact. Most of them are corrupt as hell. What is this? Not my person. They're all the same.
Yeah. And every year they say it, and it's like, no matter who wins, like, yes, do you want the person you voted for to win? Absolutely. But like at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We got to move forward with whoever's president because we're trying to make the country better for everybody.
I'm hoping that's the case, but you keep watching this stuff and it's like, oh, we're going to do this. Look, we had Ethan's birthday on Sunday. We had the kids over, Fawn and Sage. By the way, they're coming in for the show tomorrow, the family show tomorrow, which would be good because I'm not going to see them for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, honestly, being around my family, it's not just because they're my family, but it's 3 generations. We have a ball. We're laughing, having a great time. I love them dearly. They all come over and give me a hug and a kiss goodbye. And it's just, I would rather not focus on how horrible everyone else is. I want to focus on how lucky I am to be in a situation. I mean, not you two, but everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to be with them. You two, it's a drag. There's no question. Just pulling me down.
Yeah, absolutely.
When have we always been that way as a species, that we're never happy? We always think someone's horrible and being mean. Well, because people now go out of their way to be mean to other people.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just because like I was younger, but back in my day, like it didn't feel like everybody was as angry.
No,
and like now it feels like no matter what you do or what you say, somebody is angry.
Oh, and no doubt.
I just probably angered somebody by saying that. And so it's like, it definitely has gotten heightened. And I don't know if it was since the pandemic or what happened, but yeah, there's definitely been a switch where it gets ratcheted up to 10, especially around politics.
I really just don't understand why. I would not give someone that much energy to have them think that I hate them.
Yeah.
I don't hate anybody. There are people I don't like. I've talked about that before. I wouldn't give anybody all of the energy it takes to hate someone.
Right. Just sitting at home like, oh, I can't believe AJ said that today. Like, just everybody calm down. Okay. I do need you guys to explain something to me. And it's like Joe Biden's Joe Biden. And I said this before. Everybody, was released. They like to show the picture of me with Donald Trump around over at the Q. Look who he's hanging out with. It's like, again, the President of the United States invites me to have lunch with him. No, I'm going to say no. And I would have done the same with Biden. Yeah.
Right. And I think Biden's a complete joke, but he's president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So if he invited me to lunch, I'd go to lunch with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
But he said something over the weekend that I don't understand what he meant by it, because he was trying to come off as a tough guy, which, by the way, Joe, don't come off as a tough guy. It's just not working. But he said, he makes this grimace,
mm-hmm.
and he goes, he's the kind of guy I'd like to smack right in the ass. What? Smack him in the ass? What does that even mean? Do you get that? You guys know what smack him in the ass means? Spank him?
Yeah, I think that's just a trying to be a tough guy, but not really being prepared with your like insult that you were ready to say. But
I just look, I got nothing against. Matter of fact, I feel a little sorry for Joe Biden, because you can tell he's not functioning all that well.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying from human to human, the guy's not doing well.
Yeah, he's going through aging, and it's something where you're like, maybe you would like if he was working a normal 9-to-5 job, he probably would have retired by now and be sitting on the beach hanging out with his grandkids, enjoying life. But he, because of the profession he chose, he's aging in front of billions of people around the world.
Yeah,
it's not graceful.
I mean, what are you going to do? Then look, here's an example of what I'm talking about. This story has two sides to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought the bit they did on Saturday Night Live with Kamala Harris was very funny. I thought it was good and funny, all the rest of it. I did not like the fact you were not allowed to do that. If you're going to have one candidate on, you have to have all the candidates on, but it's not going to happen.
No, and I think because technically it's like entertainment. So do they have to? Because it's not necessarily it's not necessarily a news site or a news show.
Are you considering Kamala Harris to be an entertainer now?
No, I'm saying like being on SNL would be like the equivalent of like Trump being in like Only Murderers in the Building on Hulu.
I get what you're saying.
So it's not like
that's not how it goes.
Is okay. Because I would assume like if it was a news show, like okay, you have to have both on. But it's like SNL is like a unscripted or scripted show.
I mean, it didn't bother me because I thought it was a pretty funny bit. No, who's the woman? What's the woman's name who played her?
Ooh, that I do not
They had
know.
Kamala Harris on live, and then another woman played, but I can't remember who. What? I haven't watched it in a long time. I saw it on the news, but I thought it was funny. But you at least have to reach. I guess they've offered Trump 90 seconds now, so they have to insult him on the way out as well. Look, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't give a rat's ass who you have on your TV show. I haven't watched it in years. I saw the highlights of this. It was a good bit. I thought the bit was really good. I don't understand why you can't just like so. Oh, it's not my candidate, so it's not funny. Well, that's not how life works. It's either funny or it isn't.
Mm-hmm. And Maya Rudolph is
Maya Rudolph. There you go.
Yeah,
she's good. They still got good people. That Colin Yost came in and did the Q a couple of times. He's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Wife's kind of homely, but who's he married to again?
Oh shoot, I can't remember.
The hell's her name? We can't talk to our partner in there because he's still screwing things up.
Yeah, sorry.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Of course, completely forgot about like one of the most famous actresses in the history of the world.
She's semi-attractive too, don't you think?
Yeah, that's she's. I would say it's a pretty unanimous vote that people think she's attractive.
She is indeed. There's no question about that. But yeah, I just do you think people will back off now after tomorrow, the election and whatever happens? I just the angry attitude that everyone has now is getting really old. Why do you want to go through life miserable?
No, I don't think it'll get any better because once one person wins, then the other side now they just complain about. He should have won. She should have won. Here's why. Oh my gosh. Now this person's doing a terrible, like every decision that's made in the White House after the election will be, well, this is the worst decision that ever could have been made.
I'll make a bet with you guys and I will cover any amount you want to bet.
Okay.
That if Kamala Harris becomes president, I will not be invited to the White House for lunch.
Yeah, probably not. I would assume that I won't be invited. AJ probably won't get invited.
He's not getting invited. None of the three of us are getting invited. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes. Look, no matter what it is, we'll get through it. We don't like it. That's the way it is. The other side doesn't like it, then that's the way that is too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get through the whole deal. Just calm down, everybody. God, everybody's so wound up. Shut up, calm down, relax. Right?
Yeah, because last I checked, whoever gets elected president, they don't just go in there like a dictator and change everything. Like there's still checks and balances. Like the government is set up the way it is, so that way one person can't just tank the country. So I think we'll be fine.
So I'm going to be out of town for my birthday on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So the show won't be on Thursday. We'll be on Friday. Andy's taking my spot on Friday.
Yeah, he's moving up to the big chair.
Big chair. But it's one of those situations where it's like, we'll get through this whole deal and everything will be fine. And, calm down. Just calm down, everyone. So is he thinking that the cleaning people are pushing buttons accidentally?
Like what I would assume happened is, let's say they were dusting something and they wiped the board. It pressed a button or moved some knobs. But I don't know what the Zeta to Go thing could be. That's a software.
What's the software issue?
Yeah, because if it's not playing sound, I would assume if there was an update or
because it's raining or something. Does that have something to do with it?
Technology never seems to work when you need it to.
Well, isn't that the truth? Unfortunately true, but yeah. So so you think, and I do agree with you. I don't think people are going to calm down after this election. They'll probably, matter of fact, even get worse.
Yeah, well, because you already hear, and it's both sides. Well, if this person wins or that person wins, there's going to be riots in the street, and there's going to be this, and it's going to be. I heard some people saying like, "Oh, if Donald Trump doesn't win, it'll be a civil war," and it's like, okay, guys, let's all exhale. It just tone it back 2 notches.
Well, exactly. It's a calm down, for God's sake. Well, I tried to use the example last week. Mm-hmm. I grew up destitute, very, very poor. I've had this magnificent life working in America. From my point of view, what America promised me as a little boy came true. Mm-hmm. I mean, no matter how poor you are or whatever the situation is, if you bust your ass, you can make it in America. Yeah. I am living proof that that's true. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand why they want to, there's just no opportunity. Get off your ass, and then there's opportunity.
Yeah, and I do think there's a certain segment of the world where they use like politics as an excuse for why something maybe isn't going well in their life, rather than, like you're saying, get off your ass and do something.
It's probably true. You know what I think? I think he's faking this whole deal so he doesn't have to work today. He's going to take off Monday and Thursday.
He's on the phone with his girlfriend right now. He's like, yeah, I really tried to get the show canceled, but they just won't do it.
They just won't cancel the show.
I don't know what's. He's like, I'm late for brunch right now.
Because we have to take a break in about a minute here. So is he ready to go to take a break? Or
I don't even know if we can go to break with the Zeta to Go stuff.
We might not.
I would say we just ramble till he gets off the phone.
Wait a minute, let me see what we've got on the list here, because then I can tell you. Okay. We got Valley Auto and My Pillow. I got a live. What I should do. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, Jim Paul, I know you're listening. If you don't show up in the studio sometime in the next 6 months, I'm coming for you. He promised he was going to come on the show. Stiff arm.
Yeah.
I've known him for like 40 years, and he's stiff arming me.
That's incredible.
What the hell kind of world is this?
You call yourself a friend, Jim Paul.
I can read the My Pillow ad because I do have a copy of that. So I could read this. I don't have a Jim Paul live ad though. I wish I did, because then I could just take care of it.
Yeah. I mean, we could always wing something. Everybody go buy a car from Jim Paul.
Yeah, because you got Josh Arnold is alive, got a Bradshaw and Bryan alive, and ABC recorded, but I can do that live too. I can do most of these live if he wants me to.
Yeah, I would say let's read them live, and then they can go from there.
Except I don't have the Valley Auto recorded. So Jim Paul, get off your ass and call in and do it live. You heard me. Hey, stop doing your hair, for Christ's sake. What are you doing in there?
Here's what I've determined so far. There may or may not have been a power outage at this building over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Because our engineer received a notice like, hey, your internet's out, but it, just chalked it up to, okay, it was probably just resetting itself like it does sometimes. However, whatever happened in that instance has now messed up something with the board and the tech in here and the computer. So we're still working through it.
So we're just going to head to the house? Is that what you're saying?
Struck by lightning.
So here, the good news is we're still recording all that. The bad news is I can't play any of the breaks. I'm going to have to put that in post-production.
But I can do that.
that would be a great help.
Because, well, I can't do Valley Auto. Doug Sprinthal's calling in.
Yeah, and Doug, I'll text Doug.
What's Doug freaking out about?
He's good with all this kind of stuff.
Here, hold on. I think with tinkering, it probably shut the stream off for the time being. So that is going to be an issue.
Hello, who is it? Yes, I broke the radio show, Mr. Sprinthal. That's exactly what happened. I broke
This is off the rails.
This is incredible.
Nothing. We're just trying to. I think we might have gotten hit by lightning or something.
We're aware of the issue, Doug, and we're working on it.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Doug.
Doug was calling in because he's going to put it on social media. This is going on because people are apparently reaching out to him asking what's wrong with the show. So people can't hear the show.
Yeah, I think in tinkering, we may have had to shut off the stream for the time being. So we're trying to get that back up. So
do you want to?
I think we should still keep recording, and then I will do all that stuff in post-production if that's all right with everybody. But that means that we're just gonna have to kind of like swing through with no transitions, which means we can just do a quick Chris Egert after whatever read we have to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me get all this stuff teed up because I'll just do all these ads live. The only one I do not have is Jim Paul. Now, Jim, if you'd get off your ass and send it over and send it to me, then we could have you on as well. But of course, you are a disaster. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair to call him a disaster, isn't it?
Yeah, unless I need Jim Paul to come in and bring one of those inflatable arm things that I know he has in storage that they put out.
Of every car dealership is the wacky tube guy.
We're slashing prices so low, it's crazy, and it's just the thing is waving.
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah,
you're gonna wave back and forth. Okay, I thought I had a Bradshaw and Bryant live ad, but I don't. Where is it?
No, those are only recorded.
Yep, they're only recorded.
So I'll take care of that after the show.
Okay, so what I should do here is the My Pillow.
We've got My Pillow and a Welshire ad here.
I already did the Welshire ad.
Perfect.
Yep. Oh yeah, we knocked out all the, or well, not all, but most of the live ones.
Should I do a My Pillow and Josh Arnold?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay,
let me dig up Josh Arnold in here. What's it under? Pain in the ass? Is that? Oh, there.
Yeah.
God, I love picking on him. He and I become really good friends, so I love picking on him.
Yeah, and he'll dish it right back.
Oh yeah, no question. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. All we ever do here is just come forward with brilliant ideas to keep show moving.
We're battling.
What I'm saying?
We are battling.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if we're winning the battle, but we're battling.
It's something.
One of my favorite stories, I'll tell that before you go to break.
Okay.
Engineer over at the Q back in the day. This is many years ago. And I'm talking to him because he's tinkering with the signal. He says, "We're not on right now, Tom, but don't worry about it." I said, "What do you mean we're not on right now?" He goes, "You can go on the air right now and call everybody a mother effer, tell them to go F themselves. And you can say whatever you want." Phone lights up. You guys are live on the air, you know.
He was trying to set you up. I know a setup when I see one.
Is that what that was? He was setting me up?
Yep.
Yeah. Backstabber.
Amazing.
He must have dropped the F-bomb 80 times and he was on the air when he did it. Mike Lindella, My Pillow employees, want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started My Pillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towels are just $25. 6-pack towel sets just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. Looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of My Pillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming, but what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today, 952-925-5608, and set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold, investment consultant, LLC security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. You see what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, right here, if
we would have like you're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Guitar riff.
And then Jim Paul would have been on because, if he was a decent human being and called in like he was supposed to. But no.
Instead, we're going to be stuck with Chris Egert.
At Chris Egert, KSTP, for all of you on Instagram.
Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608.
He just left.
And now he just left. Jesus. What, he get unplugged too?
More technical issues.
I'm here.
What are you eating?
What?
What are you eating? You were drinking
coffee.
Anything.
You liar. I saw you chew.
I said drink water.
You chew your water?
This is a Saturday Night Live skit. I hope there's a way to get this. We cannot go to break. Keep going, Jim.
Here's what I love about
telethon.
That's all.
Are we going to have to just lock this place up and not let anybody in here?
Well, I think it was more the power outage that us.
Oh, it was a power outage?
There's not much we can do about the entire building shutting down power and then messing things up. So
I said, take care of it. Damn it. It's your job. Get off your ass. Right?
AJ, I can see the stress and concern on your face, and I'm sorry. As an observer of this for about the last 10 minutes, I appreciate the effort that you put forth.
I'm hoping this comes out for like decent content. I'm not having a fun time, but I hope the listeners do.
Yeah.
You should have seen the pre-show. I wish it was recorded because we had this weird echo going on, and AJ is like pressing buttons on the board and trying to figure it out. And me and Tom are just sitting here going bloop, bloop, making all these noises, playing around with the echo with the microphone.
I had a mini snap, and I was like, guys, I just need 2 seconds. I need to think here.
He did snap. Yep. He got crabby with us.
I don't blame him.
What do you mean you don't blame him?
Come on.
It's a pleasure to
work
with Tevin and me. That's all I'm saying. All right, so what's in the news that I would hate?
Well, there was a fatal stabbing at an apartment in St. Paul last night. There was a fire this morning in South Minneapolis. A bunch of people had to be out of their homes. Had to go out and sit in the bus while the firefighters were that whole bit. And I'm sure a lot of their places are going to be unlivable at this point, which really sucks.
Yeah.
There's some kind of thing that went down at a place called Vanquish.
Which
is a bar downtown Minneapolis.
Nightclub. There was actually the guy that was DJing there posted a video, but there was a shooting inside.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Yep.
Because we had a crew there overnight, but couldn't confirm anything with the police officers. So that makes sense. That all adds up. Everybody okay, or do you know, Tevin?
I do not know if there was anybody that was hit or killed or anything like that. But yeah, he posted. It was like kind of a wild, frantic video, but yeah, it sounds like there was a shooting. Yep.
I have a question for you. Do they know what the word vanquish means?
Probably not. But I mean, I guess it fits with having a shooting in there.
Vanquish your enemies?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't understand why you'd want to shoot anyone. I've never shot anyone.
No. Oh no, I've never even come close to it.
Chris, you ever shot anybody?
No.
Don't lie. I can see the look in your eye.
No.
AJ,
I've shot critters.
Anybody?
No, haven't yet.
So 4 people right here, 4 good human beings that haven't shot anyone. What do you think?
Chris?
Good.
Oh, who is it? What are you doing? He cannot hear us now.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing then?
Don't give me a hard time. Got enough going on over here.
You guys are you're both a disaster. I'm trying to do a show, and he's looking at me like, what? What'd you say? What?
My heart just sank.
Honest to God.
We had a story this morning about something called Christmas creep.
Oh boy,
Christmas creep,
which sounds kind of like it could be a new horror film or something. Christmas creep. Do it in your voice, Tom. Your movie voice.
Soon. Christmas creep, or also called Tom's Dad. What do you think? It's called the movie Tom's Dad. Creepy as hell.
I thought that's what the story was, but it's actually a thing now that they refer to when Target, Walmart, all these places already are doing their like Black Friday sales like already.
Chris, I went to Target yesterday. They're blasting Christmas music. There's full displays up. I'm like I love Christmas.
I do.
But can we wait till after Thanksgiving?
No.
Like you got to wait till after Thanksgiving.
Nope.
It's November 3rd, and I walk in, and it is just Mariah Carey Christmas music playing full blast. We got
several people have said that over the weekend. I had to go to TJ Maxx to pick up a pan yesterday morning, like one of those frying pans, because they usually get a pretty good deal on their cookware there. Anyway, all I got was one stupid freaking pan. And mind you, there's Christmas crap everywhere, and everyone's going crazy. Music playing. Dude, the line was like 25 minutes to get out of TJ Maxx with a pan because people were in there doing Christmas shopping already.
No,
I'm telling you.
Christmas creep.
Christmas creep. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas creep.
So Target's launching its earliest Black Friday deals ever, which starts Thursday through Saturday. Can you call the Black Friday deal if it doesn't start on Black Friday?
No.
Isn't Black Friday the day after Thanksgiving?
And I want then on Black Friday, I want way better deals than are going on right now. Like I want free stuff. If we're doing Black Friday sales right now, I want something for free on Black Friday. Like what is going on?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. That's what I'm running for presidency on.
Oh, there you go.
Free stuff on Black Friday.
I'd vote for that. That's about as good of a plan as I've heard yet. That makes me want to fill in either one of those ovals at this point.
This is my life. This is who I'm working with right here. You see this?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I have no excuses.
You're a blessed man, Tommy. You're a blessed man.
Wow, I'm blessed to be working with you three. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know about me, but you're blessed to be working with these two.
I don't know about me. All right, you got time for one more big story? Because I know you got to go here in 1 minute.
Is this something you're going to share? Or did you want me to share it?
No, I just anything going on. I just saw
another thing that appears to be coming together is the Boeing worker strike.
Yeah, I saw that.
Appears to be coming to some kind of a solution. So these guys, by the time it's all said and done, and having lived out there, and I know a lot of dudes who work for guys and gals who work for Boeing, and it's tough work, and they feel like their jobs aren't valued. They will be getting somewhere around a 38 to 43% raise by the time they come to an agreement. It looks like that's a big raise.
Yeah, that's huge.
Definitely
43%. But they're not going to give them pensions, and that's been the big sticking point. Is a lot of them had pensions. And Tom, I worked for one company, I think, that actually had a pension.
Mm-hmm.
That was sort of a really nice old school kind of thing, but I don't even know that many companies that do actual pensions anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you got SAG and AFTRA. SAG and AFTRA have great pensions.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, no question about it.
But I know most workplaces have moved to like the 401k type situation and whatnot. But true. So that should be figured out. It looks like the preliminary discussion is that they'll probably go for that deal and end it.
Excellent. So. Yeah, no question about it. How are unions doing now when the economy and the cost of everything? I mean, my God, what do you have to make now? Like $30 an hour to get?
I'm sure that's the union leadership stance with Boeing. It's like we have to stand up right now, or
Yep.
If we don't, we're going to get steamrolled, and we may only get one shot at this for X amount of years, however long a contract they sign. So, yeah, I suppose like everybody, they're fighting for every penny.
SAG and AFTRA have been on strike, but that was like 45 years ago or something. That was a long, long time ago. But I've been on one strike. You guys ever been on strike on any of your jobs?
No,
not
never. Officially.
We were on strike one time. I was working at Bladholm Brothers, which is a concrete company. That's the one with the pillars on the freeway on 35W. That was that job.
Oh, yeah.
But honest to God, that was basically, we were on strike. Were we picketing? No, we played touch football in the parking lot. That's what we did. Pretty much true. And then the headquarters for our strike from Bladholm Brothers back in the day happened to be Dick's Bar in Osseo. So, there's Dick's Bar, and there's a great meat market right there, too. So you had everything you needed. It was just fine.
That sounds like pretty good rations for your strike. I'm glad. I hope you guys survived it okay.
And I know I've told this story a million times, but my favorite is still this really attractive woman that came up to a friend of mine and asked him what we were doing. And he told her the truth, but she thought he was being filthy. She said, well, concrete company. Well, what do you do for the concrete company? He goes, I run a vibrator. And she slapped him. But they have to vibrate the air out of the concrete, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vibrator he was talking about.
Taken out of context, I could see that could be offensive.
Yeah.
I operate the vibrator, and it's about this long. It's unbelievable. All right, you pill. Go on with the rest of your day and try to be happy, will you?
Yeah, I'm one of the happiest dudes you'll ever meet right here.
Well, nice shirt color is all I have to say.
Look at us, twinsies.
Yeah. Twinsies, baby.
Good luck, AJ.
Hold on, I'm going to try something. Do you hear this?
Oh, we have applause.
Do we have sound?
Yeah, we have sound.
Yeah.
Okay, then I might have jerry-rigged it. We might be able to get through the rest of the show.
Thank God he said
not all heroes wear capes, AJ.
Nope. Some of them wear, whatever I got on.
Well, then come back at him and say, but all of them are creeps. They don't have capes, but all of them are creeps. So you fixed it?
No. No, I did
not.
I want to be clear about that. I did not
Band-Aid over a situation.
But I think I found a workaround. So we should be able to go to a break.
Which break you want to go to?
We'll just pick up right after
the normal one?
Yeah, right after Chris Egert.
All right, we'll go to break. We'll be right back. And you have some Italian asshole on. I don't know. What's the guy's name again? Oh, Bob Sansevere.
Bob Sansevere. Yes. Fingers crossed that we hear sound here.
Fingers crossed to get Bob on the air.
Wait, did you press play?
No.
Oh,
how about now?
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they taught you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombernardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bob Sansevere Sports is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That's MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. Sandy, I'm really glad you showed up today because I saw some comments today on X and social media, on Facebook and X. People are attacking Darnold like it was his fault that they had to come back to win.
Well, I mean, he did throw a couple of bad interceptions, but see, I said this earlier in the year when they had some games that were, the type of the expectation, and this is a good thing for Viking fans. They're expecting to win, and when things don't go great, then they get mad. And also, I think it's frustrating too if you're a Vikings fan that you're not rolling teams like the Lions are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a problem too. I will say Darnold. I mean, they were bad interceptions. However, when they threw a flag, I said to my son, when he got basically not horse collared, but wrapped around the neck, that I thought maybe that it was a face mask. I said, well, that thing will hold up. That it's coming back because you can't wrap the guy's neck up and yank him around the neck or the helmet. But they did. These officials, and they've talked about it before. Oh, we need full-time officials. They just need officials to do their job. And the other thing, the technology is there. You have to use instant replay on every play that is somewhat controversial. The coaches should be able to have another flag that, they throw when they need to have something looked at when the flag is thrown or not thrown. Somebody threw the flag and then decided, because the one who threw it probably thought that it was a face mask, and then they realized it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even look at the fact that you can't wrap a guy up around the neck. So that in no way was Darnold's fault.
And it doesn't even need to necessarily be another coach's challenge. Like you can have another ref or review board that's watching the game because it takes 2 seconons to go, oh, yeah, that was a penalty. And then you just have a little buzzer or something. Okay, we're going to stop play, throw this flag, and go back.
Right.
Like there's no reason that we should be having it happen back-to-back weeks where calls are missed.
Terribly bad. Again, with that, with the safety in the face mask, and then this play where it cost them a touchdown. Now, the way the game was going, those Colts suck. I mean, Joe Flacco is not the savior by any stretch. But there are things that, you could be concerned about if you're a Vikings fan. One of them being, how does that interior line just basically do the old ole?
They do.
These guys are going through.
You're right.
God. And then I will say this if you didn't know, if you're just watching the game, you would have no idea that the Vikings left tackle, one of the best in the league, was done for the year and they put somebody else in. This Cam Robinson played a really good game. Considering he came in at midweek. So that's not as big an issue now. It doesn't look like that, that it could have been. But they got issues in that interior line for sure.
Well, Bob, that's why I said that I think Sam Darnold played a hell of a game because the middle of that line sucks. They can't run block. They can't pass block. What is that?
I think Ed Ingram is one of the lowest graded guards in football. That's a problem.
Well,
and also, that's but presumably that Brendel and him, they're better than Dalton Reisner because he can't get in. Now, the thing that's interesting, last week after the game, the Rams game, Jordan Addison put free 3, and then he downplayed it. It wasn't a big deal. I think he caught a touchdown pass, but I even said to one of my because I watched it with my sons, I said, is something wrong? Is Justin Jefferson not in the game? And then I saw number 18 in the corner. I mean, basically, it's like, well, let's give Addison the ball because he wants it. No, you've got and he wanted. If you looked at the numbers at the end of the game, Jefferson had 7 catches, 137 yards. He could have had more. They did not go to him early the way they normally do, and maybe that's part of the reason that it fell apart when they were trying to score, and he threw the interception. I don't know. I don't get it. How do you ignore him early? It didn't make sense.
I don't know, but one thing I love about games like that, the Vikings did win. I go, the Vikings won, right? Yeah, okay, the Vikings did win, but I have heard people going after the head coach, the quarterback, the line. They're going after everybody. I said they won.
That's the good part of this, because the expectation has become so high that they should win and they should crush. And as I said, the worst thing is the Lions and how they're just destroying teams.
Oh God, they are. What happened over there?
They got their offense is one of the most dynamic offenses in many years because there's not a flaw in it. They got a great run. We've talked about this. The the best running back tandem in the league, maybe ever. And I know that's covering a lot of ground, but name 2 running backs who were better than these two.
Yeah,
and what they bring.
You're right.
And Jared Goff has been incredibly efficient. And what was this? Did you guys see the stat at the end of the game where he's had like 32 passes in a row to Amon-Ra St. Brown that they've connected? That's incredible. That these guys have not missed on a connection. And the other thing is it's the best offensive line in football, and that's a big part of the success they're having. Because Goff has time to throw, and these running backs, you don't need to give much to Jahmyr Gibbs. You give him a little bit of a hole, and he's gone. And same thing with Montgomery.
Yeah, and they seem to always execute, which I think comes down to coaching. Because yesterday it was a monsoon, like it was raining all over the place, and the Packers, they looked like they were playing in the rain.
Yes.
Jordan Love's fumbling snaps, and they just look a mess. Man. But then the Lions, it was just, for the most part, just a well-oiled machine up and down the field.
Okay, they gave the stat that they have not played outdoor all year, which is amazing, that they were all dome games they were in for the Lions. And then you see Jared Goff come out with his 2 gloves on, and I'm thinking, this isn't going to go well. But he wound up hitting his first 11 passes. So he is really, he is, he's an obviously legitimate MVP candidate. I know Lamar Jackson, a lot of people are pushing for him, but Goff has been fantastic for that team.
Bob, let me ask you, because he starts these games against the Vikings. I think he started 9 for 9 or whatever. He started 11 for 11 yesterday against the Packers in really rough conditions. Jared Goff just doesn't attempt to pass all that much. Do you think that is credit to how good their running back situation is, or
it makes it so much easier. The running game is they don't have to pass the ball; they could just run it with those 2 guys. Because both of them, they kill a defense, and think how demoralizing that is for a defense.
Yeah, when somebody's just running through you, absolutely.
Yeah. Or you take Montgomery out, it's not like Derrick Henry's not on the field. Then they throw out Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
Although even Derrick Henry, his backup is a pass catching, running, but he's terrific too.
Yeah, Justice Hill's very good compliment to him.
It is. So it's but the Lions are obviously that is the team to beat in the NFC. Right now it looks like nobody's going to overtake them. Though I will say this, you look at that Vikings schedule. Yes, they have the Bears coming up, a couple of games with them. They have the 2 easy ones coming up. Jacksonville and Tennessee, then the Bears. The Bears, though, they looked like they were really coming on, but now they've sort of fallen into just an abyss or a lull. So there's nothing special about them. The 2 toughest games on the Vikings schedule left are the Falcons and that quarterback they have, Kirk Cousins.
And
the last game of the season against the Lions. Now, the Lions, in likelihood, they will falter. They don't look like they can, but it's hard to imagine they're going to keep winning right through the rest of the season. Then again, the Vikings did go have a 1-loss season. So that is possible. The biggest issue that I think the Vikings are facing now, they're going to have to bring in a kicker.
No.
Because not because he's screwed up. You just see his quad. I mean, after his extra points, he was like hopping. I give him credit for what he was able to do, but he's in pain. So you cannot throw a guy out there. And, they have to be prepared that if he's not 100%, you don't throw him out there because you need those longer. I mean, you're not going to bring in a guy who's going to be hitting the 55-yarders like he has, but something's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know if they can correct it. No, I'm not saying replace him.
Okay. No, I was like, Bob, he missed 2. Like he's been 100%.
You bring somebody in case he's hurt badly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I give him great credit for able to hit the ones he hit and then for him to get it driving into the end zone. But clearly watch the video of after he kicked.
Mm-hmm.
There's pain that he was dealing with. And then you saw the sideline shot of him putting I guess it was heat that he was wrapping on his leg. So, and we don't know how we'll find out today how it happened, but that would be a concern to me. And it was nice to see that Dallas Turner lives.
Yeah.
At least for one play.
They kept saying his name, and I'm like, wait a second. He's still on the team? Like he's actually around Winter Park or TCO?
And now tomorrow, if you're Vikings fans, tomorrow is a big day, not because it's election day. It's because the Vikings probably need to elect to bring in some more players, like another cornerback and a defensive tackle. There are players out there that these teams that are in the crapper are going to be willing to trade.
Mm-hmm.
And the Vikings, if your window is open now, you need to deal with it. You need to get guys that are going to help you.
There you have it.
They do there.
All right, Bob, before you go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know who you're going to vote for.
I already voted.
But I'm going to ask all 3 of you guys, and don't tell me who you're going to vote for. But Bob, who's going to win the election?
Let's see now. If I watch SNL, I would think of that.
I watched SNL. Kamala Harris was on there, and
you know what, Tom? I will give you the reason why I'm saying this.
Okay.
I think that it will be Trump because in the last 2 elections he was in, the polls were not this close, and he outperformed the polls each time. And I think that's why. And by the way, in many places you still can vote today if you want to vote early. That's an option.
Oh, you can in some places?
Yeah, well, you can in Wright County. And I'm going to, my youngest son who hasn't voted before, I'm going to take him down there to vote.
Okay, now you gave me a good opening here because I want to know, other than the fact that unless you're disabled or sick, get off your ass and go in and vote. What's this mail-in crap? That's far too easy to cheat.
I would prefer the mail-in.
I know, because you want to cheat. That's probably why.
I can lay in bed and fill in some circles and put it in the mail. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you can go down there, fill in some circles, and put it through the machine.
Oh, and to make it even better, like I don't even have to go outside to go to my polling place. It's connected through the Skyway right across the street in the library. Like I could wear pajamas and go vote.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'd still rather just do it from my house.
You're a disaster.
I got to go to a church tomorrow, and I haven't been in a church in a long time, so I don't know if that's going to mess up my.
Just catches on fire when you walk in.
He may catch on fire when he goes in.
With that beard and hair, they're going to think you're a Jew anyway. So
you're Jesus.
Like I'm homeless.
Oh, they might think you're Jesus. That's true. They could think you're.
Jesus homeless guy coming in here.
Oh, did I ever tell you that story about the trouble? Like Catherine's buddy got married.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just have no sense of humor. Her buddy gets married, so we go to the church. There is about a 50-foot by 50-foot picture of Jesus on this wall. And I go, who's this now? And the guy got all mad at me. I'm like, it was a joke, for God's sake. Yeah, I know it's Jesus. I got it. I grew up
this guy.
I mean, well, who's this guy now?
No, it's funny you say that because my buddy got married a few years ago, and I was his best man, and like we were standing like wherever in the back going through like the rehearsal stuff the day before, and the priest was like going through the motions and walked away or whatever, and I leaned over and I made a joke and I was like, I bet the priest might think this one's funny. He laughed and he just goes, "Don't tell it to the priest."
Well, there, yeah.
I like it, but we still got to deal with him tomorrow, so don't do it.
Okay, AJ, you want to make not again who you're voting for, but who do you think's going to win?
I think if it ends up being close, like Bob said, I think Trump probably overperforms in some of the polls, but I do think just some of the Puerto Rico comment could swing. And granted, it wasn't even Trump, but it's at his rally. So I think that could come off as, representing him. That could swing some states like Pennsylvania and maybe something else with that large community. if it's a blowout, I think it's Harris, but I think it's more than likely going to be closer, and probably Trump will edge it out in the long run.
So you're going with Trump or Harris?
Probably Trump.
Okay. Okay. Tevin?
I don't know. I think Harris will win.
Okay, you're going with Harris.
Yeah, because
I did this because you want. I know why
you want to be
this.
different, but I don't know. It's tough to tell like how much all of like the antics like gain support for Trump. Like I don't know if like the assassinations is that attempts give him more support.
I would
like, you know
hope so. The guy almost got killed.
Right, but I don't know if that like.
But we haven't seen that in the news now since like 4 days after it happened. So I feel like that's almost a non-factor. As weird as that is to say.
Yeah, I know.
And then what is it? Some Iowa poll came out yesterday that apparently Harris is gaining a lot. So maybe Harris is going to win. I don't know.
There's another Iowa poll that had Trump up 8. So, I mean, I know this woman has a really good record, but she's not infallible.
And how Seltzer?
She's a woman with the Des Moines Register. She does the Des Moines Register poll.
Her nickname would be Alka in my neighborhood. I can guarantee you.
Seltzer.
Well, you know that's true.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got to have a nickname.
What does Alka think of the race?
What is Alka? Alka who? Alka Seltzer. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, that just put me in a situation now. Because Bob went Trump, AJ went Trump. And again, this is not who they're voting for. It's who they think might win the election. Tevin went with Harris. Gee, I wonder who KB2 is going to go with. It's going to be a real shocker, which means I'm going to have to vote now because it'll be a tie. Jesus, Palomino.
I think
I'm thinking about it more.
A coin. You could flip a coin and probably have just about as good a determination.
I'm gonna flip because politics is stupid.
I'm flipping, man.
And I think for some reason it shouldn't affect it a lot. But an SNL appearance this close to election day might be.
Right. That was funny.
How popular is SNL still? Where like are people gonna?
No, as a matter of fact. The best thing that happened to Trump was SNL because they gave him equal time during the NFL and NASCAR. So I think he got far more people seeing his commercials than her being on the air.
I really wish people it's not up to you to try to fix the election, folks. Relax.
They tried.
Go vote and shut up. Jesus. I mean, I just, and in my lifetime, I can tell you, I voted Democrat, I voted Republican, I voted independent, I voted 3 different ways, depends on who's running, right?
I did that Tom. I voted Republican and Democrat in this for the major races in this one because so I'd vote for the person, not the party, never the party.
Amy Klobuchar, she's running. So I got to vote for her, even though every time somebody I know runs into Amy Klobuchar, she's very nice, but she's very guarded. She says, "Aren't you a friend of Tom Barnard's?" Yes, I am. Well, tell him I said hello. Yeah, you wouldn't want to pick up the phone and call me and say hello there, would you, Pally?
I did vote for her. I don't agree with her policies, but I think she's a good person, and that's important to me.
I think she's a good person, but I guess she's really hard to work for.
What was the thing about the fork to comb her hair or something? Or she
ate salad with a comb. Because she ate her salad with a comb because she didn't have a fork.
Okay, well, you know what? The stories we've heard about, Kamala Harris has lost like 90% of the people that have worked for her. So when you get to that level, I guess, you get a little tough.
It's going to be interesting. When are we going to know? I know you got to get going here, Bob. So
I think we'll know by June.
It'll be only June.
So you know that there are going to be polling precincts who will not be ready to turn it in, on Tuesday night. They'll need more time because maybe they need to find a few more boxes of ballots. I think Pennsylvania is going to be the problem this year. Again,
how much cheating has there been so far? Because I have not paid a lot of attention. I've heard that there's been some cheating.
Depends if you believe everything they're saying about the cheating.
Oh,
now,
is that right?
Video, but I have not seen a lot of follow-up where people had where they're trying to vote for Trump and then it automatically goes to Harris. They're claiming that happened. I don't know.
Didn't somebody take a video of that?
I think that's chalked up to just because, I was in school when smart boards were a thing. You got to calibrate the screen, so it looked like it just wasn't calibrated. Is all.
Yep. And the amount of it was
exactly, and that's where it's like. if this is a place you're voting, can we go through the proper steps to make sure that stuff's accurate?
Yeah,
Right.
and the amount of cheating done depends on who wins. That's that determines on how much cheating.
Because their side's going to say
all the things that Trump did with January 6th and how horrible and how he's been depicted. You got this Jamie Raskin said he will not validate Trump if he's any thought that he that he didn't win the race. There's a lot of people that didn't think Biden won, but they did go through with it. So we'll have to wait.
Jamie Raskin is one of the biggest pieces of shit ever born. He shows up wearing what do you have, like brain surgery or something?
I don't know what it was.
Because he was wearing that do-rag for a long time, but I think it's because he had some kind of operation or something.
Well, Tom, there's competition in Washington for that. You got this Swalwell guy who dated a spy.
Yeah, dated a spy, an anti-American spy, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, and Raskin chemotherapy.
Oh,
that's why
chemotherapy.
he had the bandana or do-rag.
Oh, because he went bald or something. Why would you wear a do-rag? Why don't you wear a hat?
He's got a healthy head of hair now.
Yeah, he does. I saw him on some show. He was crabby. What a shock!
One of my favorite parts, because a lot happened over the weekend, but these stories that Kamala Harris's campaign asked Mark Cuban to back down and get off her side.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
I guess Mark Cuban's got to be the biggest pain in the ass about. We had him on one time a long time ago, and he's very arrogant. That I do know. But what is wrong with him? Tom, he's hanging around a bunch of stupid women. Really? That's your tough guy statement? Really?
Yeah, that's the one I think that they that made him had them say, you know what? Thanks a lot, Mark. Go away.
I have a question for you. Did he make all of that money off of just broadcast.com? I mean, how much did they? I heard they bought it for like $1.6 billion or something.
I don't know what else he had. He didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
So he didn't spend money on furniture because I saw a special on him, and they went in his house. It was like he didn't have any furniture. It was barren. He doesn't like furniture.
You guys have any idea?
He sold in 1990. He was selling Micro Solutions, some software company, for $6 million.
$6 million?
Yep. And then, founding broadcast.com.
How much did you get for that?
He sold his shares and made $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Bought the Dallas Mavericks.
I think the whole thing was like 1.6 billion. And then he sold the Dallas.
Why would he sell that team, by the way?
5.7 billion?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh,
if he has all that money, why did he say he loved having the team and taking credit for everything?
Yeah, and the woman who bought it apparently had a lot more money than he did, so she's having fun.
It's
inflation, Bob.
What's that?
Inflation. Times are tough.
He made sure he was front and center though when the team was doing well in the postseason.
Oh God, yes. It's all about Mark Cuban, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, his most recent, he's got Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drugs, which sells prescriptions at lower prices.
Yep.
Obviously, he's on Shark Tank.
His medical stuff actually does help out because it gets people to like the lowest possible cost for some of these drugs that they're paying like 3 times for.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
But do you have to pick up the drugs from that floating pile of garbage?
He flies them in on like some small rickety plane and parachutes them. Yeah.
No, that is a good thing.
Just drops it off at somebody's house.
You got to give the guy credit for doing something because that is great.
And he does appear to be very philanthropic. Like I know he gifted all of the Mavericks employees that work at the stadium and stuff. Like he spent like millions of dollars just giving them like Christmas bonuses and things like that.
So like Cumulus, you mean?
Exactly like Cumulus, except maybe a little. He didn't give as much.
And then he charged them, or he put it in his income.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's all a tax write-off. So
isn't that what they did at Cumulus? They gave you a robe, and it went as an income what they paid for it.
Yeah, that you had to pay taxes on the robe.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. That's
and
why
also,
I didn't take my robe.
Amazing.
Was his grand gesture just before he sold the team? Because the team probably paid for it.
Oh, I'm sure. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember some of those Christmas gifts over the years are like, really? This is a Christmas gift? Really? Okay.
Well, okay. Whoever owns the Tampa Bay Lightning just paid out like $30,000 or $40,000 to every employee that works there for their success over the last like decade.
I heard
that should be something that more people do.
I heard it was Jenny Hubbard, and 30's coming our way too per person on the show here.
And if it doesn't, that's just fine. I'm just happy to be working.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
God,
like, yeah.
here we
checks
go.
in the mail.
Nice. Smart
Little
move.
ass kissing, please. Please.
Good job there.
All right, Sandy. Any closing words?
You know what? I think we said quite a few words.
I like the words we said, though, because we tell the truth on this show. So
and hopefully I'll be on with you Friday if World War III doesn't break out and we don't have a civil war that breaks out, because those are the two options.
Yes.
The bunker ready.
By the way, we're not on Thursday, but Friday I'm not on because I'm going to be on the road traveling. So the show is going to be AJ, Tevin, and Andy.
Oh, Andy, that's good.
I have a small development.
What?
I was told a few weeks ago that I needed to use my PTO. So a few weeks ago, I had put in for this Friday off. So it'll be.
Well, that's fine, but Andy can run the board then.
Yes, and it'll be Andy and Tevin.
And who else should we get? Should we get a third person?
Which, frankly, will probably
we'll
make
leave the door propped open, and whoever strolls in through the hallways. I mean, we can get a third person.
You get Tiffany Norton. She's good.
Yeah, we'll get on the horn. But yeah, me and
when she comes in, though, you got to go like this. Norton.
So, AJ, I'm so sorry you're dealing with PTO. That's a horrible thing to have.
Well, this is like the first time in my working career where I've had had PTO that I have to use. So somebody
yes, post-traumatic ordeal is what he's dealing with.
Somebody let me know. It's like, hey, by the way, you
and
you have to use this.
AJ's a much nicer person than I am, because the other day when Tom was like, "Oh yeah, Andy's going to be filling in," AJ was like, "Should I cancel my PTO and so that way it's not just you and Andy?" I was like, no, absolutely not. Like,
fine.
The company's not gonna cash you out for that PTO. You take your time off.
Okay, you know what? Tevin could talk up a storm because he fills in for you.
It's not their show. I'll do whatever the hell I want.
He's technically a Hubbard employee.
Tommy, Tevin and AJ, they fill in when when you haven't gotten back to your seat yet. They could do an entire show based on that.
Boy, there's no question.
Those 30 seconds are magical.
It's just an hour and a half of us going, well, Tom's not here yet.
Unfortunately, it's who could they get as a third person? Be Andy, be Tevin, and it'd be.
But you're going to have a guest on just about every segment. You could.
Yeah, I think it's just the opening. Yeah, it's just the opening segment. That
just get Andy to tell Tom stories from his childhood.
Oh no!
I think we found what we're talking about.
No, we're not going to be doing that. And then my dad. Yeah, great.
Andy, okay, Tom? You obviously you want to get a third person. Andy has one of the best senses of humor because it's so biting.
Oh, he's got a biting sense of humor. There's no doubt about it.
And people need to hear it.
He's such a good guy, but he just, oh my God. You know what's hilarious though? You know, he's a very edgy person, and he's kind of a nervous person. His son, for his 3rd birthday, wanted helium balloons. That's what he wanted from Nana and Bop Bop. So I went and bought. I won't say where I got these, but I got 2 things. There were 4 balloons in one.
Okay.
And then the other one had a giant balloon. I mean, that balloon was this big. It was gigantic. Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of little squiggly balloons under it and all the rest of it. So there were a grand total, I guess, of about 7-8 balloons.
Yeah.
$150.
For balloons?
For balloons.
That helium.
That helium's expensive, baby.
Should have blown them up yourself and tell them helium was in it, but it's the non-floaty helium.
You know what we're going to do, Bob? We're going to go back all the way to the queue and have you inhale helium again on the show.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun because that'll kill you.
God, not the helium. What was it? What were you inhaling again?
Well, it was probably helium. We did that until we realized it could kill you.
Nice. Talk like this the whole time. Oh, yeah. Hey, Tom, how you doing? How's everything going, Tom?
That was Bob's voice. It was.
I think all of us were doing it. It was actually pretty funny. You guys never did helium?
Why don't say it like that? Like, yes, I've sucked in helium.
You ever take a hit of helium, man?
Like a Saturday night just high on helium.
Okay, so Bob, we're assuming the KB is going to vote for Harris. So it'll be you, Trump, AJ Trump, Tevin Harris, and KB Harris. Or should I just extend it over to the end?
Wait a minute.
To be fair,
this is voting for Harris.
This is our prediction for who is going to win.
Who's going to win, not who you're voting for.
Oh, she's going to say she says Harris would win, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's going to say Harris is going to win. So that means, and I can't extend it out. Well, we could do another one tomorrow, another round tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be talking about this, like Bob said, till June. So
it probably won't happen until June. You're right. Yeah. All right, Sandy, a brilliant report, I thought.
Well, okay.
Well,
I'll tell you what, one thing, I'm going to watch MSNBC because if things are going good for Trump, because I want to see them all have meltdowns.
Oh, God, all of it. It's just everybody settle down, for God's sake. Relax. Thank you, Sandy.
See you later.
Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That is MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. We shall take a break. Be right back. Do you have recorded spots now?
Yes.
You do?
I'm 95% sure.
Okay, if you don't, I can jump back in.
I think we'll be good, and we'll come back with Kristyn Burtt. How about that?
Works for me. We'll be right back.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they taught you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers, and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you talk to us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast. And I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, did you hear about the voting so far?
I barely heard. So Tevin is Harris?
And it's who we think is going to win.
Who we think is going to win.
That's
okay.
the premise.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So not who you're voting for, but
not who we're voting for. Gotcha.
Going to win. We got Bob with Trump. We got AJ with Trump. We got Tevin with Harris. And we got KB2 with
Harris, which wouldn't be a surprise for you guys because I did call it like 6 weeks ago, maybe. I said it's going to be a tight race, a close race, but she's going to come out with the win.
Okay, so we're all tied so far. So tomorrow, you guys have already voted.
Yes.
I'm voting tomorrow after the show.
No, I'm talking about in this.
Gotcha. I see what
Yeah,
you're
this
saying.
Same.
So who we got coming in tomorrow on a Tuesday?
Well,
Michael
Judd.
Bryant will be in. Gee, I wonder who he's going to say he's going to win.
Yeah, Judd,
Communist.
Michael Bryant.
Yeah, Judd, Michael Bryant. We got
Can I say
Andy.
why I think Harris is going to win?
Yes.
Yeah, because you wanted
Women
to.
are mad. Women are mad.
About what?
I think Roe versus Wade is going to be the tipping point.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
very serious about this. I'm not like just being
Mhm.
flippant about this. I know a lot of friends who are Republican conservative, and they are voting for Harris solely because of that issue.
I don't understand how it became an issue again anyway.
Well,
Religion.
Yeah.
What was a religion deal?
Religion. Yeah. Religion interferes with politics, and here we are.
Well, everything interferes with politics. There's no question. Hollywood interferes with politics.
It's true. Everyone's out there with their endorsement. I'm like, does it really tip, the needle? I don't know if it does. Maybe Taylor Swift in getting people to at least register to vote, but I don't know about actually being in that ballot box and checking off a name.
Well, I remember 19-year-old boy, I said, how did Marlon Brando vote today? Because that's how I'm like, who cares?
You're like about to fill in the circle. Which one did Taylor Swift say I should vote for again?
Exactly.
And I don't know which like company or I don't know if it was Harris and her team or like a company in particular that put it out, but I've seen the ads where it's like, remember, whatever happens in that ballot box is between you and the paper, and that's it. And then there's the outcry I'm seeing from some people like, well, no, if my significant other votes opposite of what I do, it's like an affair. It's like let's relax.
Calm down.
Let's relax.
Dial her
Everybody.
back.
But I think it's because of Roe versus Wade. A lot of people, and I think, you take the aspect, I think the whole word abortion is just gotten like, it's like the word woke. It just gets taken to an extreme. And I think people forget that. No, but you forget that people forget that oftentimes if you're having a miscarriage or some type of problem with your pregnancy, the medical term for what the procedure is an abortion. And
yeah, well, that's true.
That's where it gets all confused and we get into this really gray area, and people have created legislation, and it's causing some problems in some states, and who knows, we'll see how this all plays out.
Is it weird that nobody, I had 4 brothers and 2 sisters, and not one of us was ever involved in an abortion. And
you know of.
No.
I
would definitely know, because when my dad took the high road to the insane asylum, my job was kind of being the dad from the time I was 11 years old. So no, I would have known, believe me. Well, they don't keep any secrets in North Minneapolis anyway. I don't care what happened. You ain't getting by.
You would be surprised. I don't
think I would.
I think more people have been in a relationship where an abortion has happened than you think. And I think there's a stigma around it, and a lot of people do not talk about it. And I'm super honest about that, just knowing from my circle of friends.
No, I'm sure that's true. But like I said, I didn't have sex till I was 22 years old, just to make sure that I wouldn't get anybody pregnant, so I'd have some kind of life ahead of me. That's just that, and that's my choice. I'm not saying anybody else is wrong. I have my life and you have yours. But I never had anything to do with it, and you do you, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest problems we have is everybody on the right and everybody on the left has to be so incredibly extreme about everything that they can't agree on anything. It's got to be way over here, or we just can't do it.
Or maybe they can agree on entertainment.
Okay, like what kind of entertainment?
I do think movies bring people together. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
You look at like a situation last summer where we had what was it? Barbenheimer, but it's Oppenheimer and Barbie together.
Yeah.
People collectively went to see those movies, and I bet you people voted all over the spectrum when it came to both of those movies.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a similar situation with Wicked and Gladiator. They're both coming out the same weekend. People are getting really excited about it. Nobody's sitting there looking into the voting booth of how you voted. There are movies that do bring everyone together.
Catherine watched the first episode of Penguin because I told her she would like it. because she's got that edge to her anyway. But I said, guess who that is? She still does not believe it was Colin Farrell. She just will not believe it's him.
All that makeup.
How did they do that, Kristyn Burtt?
Hours. I'm going to guess that his call time was somewhere around anywhere between 1 and 3 a.m. I am not kidding, because that's the type that you hopefully have like one of those chairs that sort of tilts back and that they can actually do the makeup while you take a nap, because that is so tedious. You have to really want to do that role in order to sit there. I couldn't sit there. I'm terrible at sitting and getting my makeup done.
The voice, the eyes, the face, the body movement. Obviously, he's got the bad tootsie, so nothing about that character tips you off that it's Colin Farrell. Nothing. It's amazing.
Now, did Catherine like it? Because I know she said she did not want to watch the episode.
She did not want to watch it, but now that she watched it, I think she's impressed with the fact that women have a very strong role in that show too. That basically the two women make a lot of the choices. Who's the young woman who plays? Is she the daughter of the guy that Colin Farrell killed or Penguin killed?
Kristyn, what's Kristyn's last name? Melody, yeah.
She is phenomenal. She scares me, and I'm not even in the movie. She's a little skinny woman, but she's got this look in her eye like, I'll take you right out. I'm just here to tell you, I will take you out. Very, very good show. Very dramatic. I mean, I don't know if I'd have called it the Penguin. And I know it's, that whole deal, Batman and all that.
What would you have called it? To come up with a new title for Penguin.
New title for Penguin.
Not the Joker.
How about Scummy Italian? No, Bob's already got that one. I don't know. I don't know what I would have called it. But I think a lot of people think it's going to be whack, 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 whack. You remember how,
Well, if you go back to like a Tim Burton version of Batman, it was very cartoonish, even though Michael Keaton's still the best Batman. I will die on that hill.
I agree. I do agree with you on that one.
I'm like, anyone else who says anything else, I'm going to fight you.
I mean, in movies, because the TV one, Adam was phenomenal.
Adam West. How? Bam.
Exactly. He was phenomenal at that.
Michael Keaton is the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT of Batman.
I agree.
Batmans. I don't know.
Batman.
Batman. That sounds so weird.
Batman.
Tevin and AJ, do you disagree with me?
I grew up watching Christian Bale, so I feel like I think of The Dark Knight, I think of The Dark Knight Rises, but I have seen the old ones with like Schwarzenegger and DeVito as the villains and all that stuff. Michael Keaton plays a really good one. I feel was there one I'm missing that who else? Also,
George Clooney.
George Clooney is like the one.
Terrible.
He was terrible, but that's terrible. Like I think I was I'm too young to see a lot of like the Keaton stuff. So I got like on the tail end of Clooney, who I wasn't a fan of, and then Christian Bale was just so much better. So I'm like, okay, that's my guy.
Controversial take.
Say it.
Don't like Batman at all. I tried to watch the Penguin. I made it in about 3 minutes, and I was like,
new one.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, he's good.
If anything Batman, I'm just out.
He's really good.
Batman.
It's not for everyone. Not every show is for everyone, and I get that. When people are like, "Did you love Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "Nope." Like, what? Half of an episode, not my thing. It's just not my genre. Like the fantasy genre, just.
No.
And I get it. But I understand why people liked it. The way it captured everyone's attention. It was like a Sunday night appointment television situation, but not my jam.
Yeah. And Batman's like not a real superhero.
What?
Like he's just a rich guy.
He's Bruce Wayne.
He's just a rich vigilante.
I just love
like
Michael
Keaton. Iron Man's not a real superhero.
Yeah, he's not really a real superhero either. He's just a smart guy with a suit. Anybody could get in the suit.
But he's an Avenger.
But he sacrifices him. You gotta have the.
Don't get me wrong. He's like a hero and a very nice guy, but he's just got a suit. Like he's not like Superman. Like he's not flying around or he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got the Batmobile though.
Yeah, I could drive the Batmobile. You could drive the Batmobile.
I don't know if anyone wants me driving the Batmobile. Anyone see my parallel parking? It'd be a nightmare.
It's all true. One thing I know for sure just from this conversation, just hearing that name again several times. If my last name were Schwarzenegger, there is no way it would be after today. or the day I was born. Why would you keep that name?
Well, now you would.
Why?
Everyone is keeping their names. And back in the, you go back 20, 30 years and everyone would change their last name. And now everyone's keeping their last name.
But the problem is, you didn't insult me just once. You just insulted me twice by saying your last name. What do you think of that?
What?
I don't speak German or Austrian or whatever.
I'm lost. Yeah. I'm like,
he's Austrian. Get to the chopper. That's him, right?
Get
to the chopper guy.
Yeah. Chopper. Oh, you guys don't know. You've never heard
Jingle All the Way is the only one I can think of there.
All right, never mind.
I'll be back.
Turbo
I'll
Man.
be back. Terminator. I have a photo with me and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, do you? Are you taller?
When he was governor.
Are you taller?
We're leaning over a car together.
Oh God.
What type of car?
Why?
It was, well, I was working at the time. I was hosting a show for Toyota, and we were at an alternative fuel vehicle conference, and Toyota had the only fuel cell vehicle at the time. This is going back, I mean, now probably 15, 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this tells you like Arnold's reputation was very well known. And so my producer was like, Arnold's going to be coming by. Arnold starts walking toward the fuel cell, and my producer pushes me, and he was like, you're going to talk to him because he'll listen to you. And I was like, oh, the female thing. Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. The female thing.
Female thing. Yeah, that's why they pushed me out there.
Works out in the end. No question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I still say TV's the best it's ever been. There's no question about it. These series are fantastic. Anything new coming out, I got to keep my eyes open for.
It's going to be light the next week and a half because of the election.
Right.
You know, we were going to be bombarded with news, but I think there's a series you might like. It's on Acorn, and I think you have Acorn. Do you?
We do. Yep.
Okay, great. Okay. I'm like, I feel like you have everything, and it's called
Acorn? That sounds like the most made-up streaming platform.
It's a British.
British. It's a
okay.
British, yeah. And Tom literally has every channel that exists on this planet, so he has probably more subscriptions than
My bill's only like $1,200 a month. It's not.
he
that
is
bad.
single-handedly propping up in all of Hollywood, which I certainly
I am.
appreciate because it keeps me working.
He's got Acorn. He's got like Sweatshirt TV. He's got
BritBox. I got
I
BritBox.
think the only thing he doesn't have is Hallmark Plus.
No, I do have that actually.
You already subscribed to Hallmark Plus?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Somebody needs to take your card away from you.
I'm gonna start.
Catherine would make that move in a minute.
All right. Well,
Looks
I'll
like
suggest a couple Hallmark Plus things that are coming up in the next few weeks because you might as well
All
watch them. But on Acorn, Inspector Ellis, Sharon Clark is the actress in it. She's a British actress, and she plays kind of like an outcast detective who comes to town and helps people out, solve mysteries that are usually difficult to solve. And I just think I read it and I was like, that's got Tom written all over it.
Tom is written all over it.
Yeah, Inspector Ellis on Acorn.
Magnificent. We will talk to you tomorrow. So right now we are tied 2 for Trump, 2 for Harris. This is not who they're going to vote for. It's who they think is going to win.
Who they think is going to win. Yeah. And I'm representing all of the angry women out there. I think that's what is happening.
What about all the angry men?
I think that there are plenty of angry men, and I think a lot of them will vote for Trump, but I think some of them will also vote for Harris.
Do you think part of it is the fact that you see about one honky man per day on television in commercials?
What?
And you don't see white guys in commercials anymore at all. If there is one white guy sitting in the back seat of the car.
You guys had a good run.
Oh, good run. She wouldn't even deny it. She wouldn't even argue the point.
You guys had a good run. You know, you had decades and decades. Give somebody else a shot.
All right, AJ, you and I are on the right side of the screen. Couple of honkies. It's gonna have to be a black guy and a white woman. Sorry, you and I are both out.
I just saw a Jardians commercial. Have you seen those? They got the catchy jingle.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
White guy singing that. So
Oh.
How do you know he's singing it?
He's probably lip syncing. You're right.
There you go.
A little Milli Vanilli
Just here to
action.
tell you.
I like it.
Who were those horrendous singers they had on? Bruce Springsteen was horrible, first of all. And then they had another guy singing at a Harris rally. Who were those? They were terrible. How can I see tomorrow? It's like
Was that Bob Dylan?
I think Mumford and Sons. Or is that who
Was
you're
it?
talking?
I don't know. There was some.
I saw a clip of them got back.
I don't pay attention to my vote is in. I am done. I've done my job as a U.S. citizen. I'm not looking at any rallies, any news. Just tell me who wins, and then we'll talk about that after.
This is a gray-haired guy with glasses.
I have no idea.
It was the worst singing I have ever heard. So I didn't even know
Taylor.
I love James Taylor.
I know, but he's an older gentleman with glasses sometimes.
Yeah, but he can sing though.
Michael McDonald.
She came from somewhere back in the long ago. Sentimental fool. He's a good guy, by the way. Really nice guy. Michael McDonald. All right, I'm holding you up far too. Actually, we can just cancel the other show because we already went deep enough into it. All right, we'll talk
Not every day. I think my segment now is like 7:30 to 7:45 at this point. I don't know why I log in at 7:10 for my 7:15 segment.
Jason Isbell.
Who's that?
I don't know, but he's some guy with a gray hair. That was he playing a guitar for the singer for the
Yes. Could
Jason
you play it? Can you?
Isbell. I don't have the footage of it, but maybe tomorrow
Tomorrow you'll forget about it by then.
Put a note.
We'll ruin our election day with listening to that.
We'll see if Andy can find it. Send it to Andy.
All right.
Because I'm telling you, the guy was the worst singer I have ever heard. What's his name?
Jason Isbell.
Jason Isbell. Do we know who's he?
They also
with?
had Bon Iver performing at one.
Bon Iver, very famous.
Yep. So
Is that how you pronounce that?
yeah,
I thought it was Bon Iver.
I thought it was
It is Bon Iver.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's Bon Iver.
I have no
Keep an
idea.
eye on this guy. Oh, look at Kristyn Burtt. Look at KB2.
What does she say? Is it Bon Iver or Bon Iver?
No, I don't know. Someone pull up pronunciation because that's.
I've been.
My brain would say Bon Iver, but
I'm pretty
Bon
sure.
Iver sounds like fancy in French.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver. Bon Iver.
Yeah, I'm right. Don't ever doubt me, guys.
He knows the music.
Yeah, it is Bon Iver.
It is? I've never heard anybody else say Bon Iver.
Except for
Remember this.
Tevin.
Is that a person or a group?
It's a person.
It's a person.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Bon
It
Iver.
was Bon Iver.
No, but you got to do it from now on with the French accent.
Bon
otherwise-
Iver.
Bon
Tom
Iver.
Bernal. Bernal. Yeah, say my name like that. Oh, French people, I got say, aren't you Tom Bernal? I said, no, I'm not Tom Bernal.
You sound like the Pink Panther. Who's the old white guy?
Inspector
Steve
Clouseau?
Martin. Yeah, that's what you said.
Leave me alone. Get away from me.
Sound like a cheeseburger.
Well, he got a lot of nerve. All right, KB2, you've ruined my day now. Way to go.
How did I ruin your day?
By saying Bon Iver.
I didn't say Bon Iver.
I know, but I'm blaming you anyway. All right, so we got to find him. If Andy and Mike are even coming in, nobody's shown up yet.
I thought I heard the door open. I think Andy's out there.
Did everyone take the whole week off because it's your birthday?
What's that?
Did everyone take the whole week off because it's your birthday?
That might. Yeah, that's a possibility. Although it's not my birthday anymore. It's now Ethan's birthday because he was born on November 7th and stole my birthday.
How dare he?
God,
But you still get cake. Like, that's good.
Yep.
So we got cake. That's
blow out his candles.
We should get a coconut cake.
Should I tell her about the balloons too?
Oh yeah.
I got him a bunch of helium balloons. I said, what do you want for your birthday from Bop Bop? And he wants helium balloons. That's what he wanted, right? So I bought two different ones. There's 4 balloons in one floater.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a gigantic balloon about that big with some little squirrely balloons under it. $150
Oh,
for balloons.
you didn't go to the dollar store and buy them?
Apparently I did
The
not.
dollars, you must have gone to like Party City. It's like the dollar store sells them, and you'll always be in line, and the woman in front of you is like, "I would like 12 dozen balloons," and you're like,
12 dozen?
Make it a baker's dozen.
Yeah, no, they'll do like 144, and then your cashier has to go and fill them, and then you're like
Oh,
just standing in
God.
line where they're like,
This is so awkward.
God. It's so
I'm like,
sad.
oh my God, I am stuck in the wrong line while they do 12,000 million balloons in front of me. But I understand why, because they're $1.25 versus 150.
$150.
That's a lot of money for balloons that are going to last like 5 days.
Well, you know those little spigots that come out of the wall in big buildings, the water.
Oh, like
put
the
out
sprinklers
fire,
and stuff.
sprinklers
Yeah.
put out the fire. Do not get a helium balloon anywhere near one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Boom! Yeah, there's one there. There's one right there. It hits that. That is very sharp around those edges, I guess. Those balloons, man, they blow up in a heartbeat.
You're like, oh, there goes $50.
There's $50 shot in the ass right there. Okay, Bon Iver, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Au revoir. See you all tomorrow.
Bon Iver.
Au revoir.
Talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're at Bob with Trump, AJ with Trump. Again, not who they're going to vote for, but who they think's going to win.
And who knows? I might switch my opinion tomorrow.
Tevin, you're out of the mix already. Forget it. KB and Tevin both say Harris. So I thought we'd have Andy and Mike because Michael Bryant's supposed to come in for the show here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pouring rain still? No, it's just cloudy now.
Well, it's
58, you sugar tit.
Andy, who do you think's going to win the election? Not who you're voting for. Who do you think's going to win?
Jeb.
I heard Jeb. Jeb Bush. Is he in the running?
Jeb Bush. There we go.
You're going with Jeb Bush. Well, he won't even answer.
Silent treatment.
He said, find out.
He won't even. All right, that's going to do it. Family's up in about 5 minutes.